Are you unsure of how to provide effective feedback when it comes to behaviors in your classrooms? Well, in today's video, I will be sharing real-life examples of what to say and how to say it when it comes to managing students in your elementary and secondary classrooms. Hi everybody, my name is Michelle. I'm a behavior strategist and I help teachers and schools learn how to manage students and their behaviors with less stress and less struggle. Well, in today's video, I am giving you real life examples of what to say and how to say it when it comes to corrective feedback. Corrective feedback is one of my go-to strategies when I am managing, correcting, or redirecting a student in my classroom. And this can work for students as young as 6 years old all the way up to 12th grade. I have provided a lot of feedback in my career, and what I have found is that it is more powerful than just saying, no, don't do this, stop. And there's nothing bad about it. There's nothing bad with telling a student no. But experience and research has shown that it is more effective and productive to tell the student what they should be doing instead of focusing on what they should not be doing. So the way that I come up with corrective feedback phrases is that I'll take a look at the behavior and determine in my mind what is it that I want them to do instead. Sometimes it's as simple as having them to do the opposite, but a lot of times it's really focusing in, honing in on what you want the student to do, what you want to see in your classroom. So let's start with elementary. In elementary, a lot of times their behaviors have to do with their hands. So they're either hitting, pushing, or grabbing something. And so the feedback I commonly use with those students are things like nice hands, nice hands. And sometimes with elementary, especially when they're young, you have to demonstrate what nice hands looks like, or you do like a hand over hand strategy where you put your hand over theirs and you show them what nice hands looks like. Another phrase I use is ready position. Now, in order for me to say ready position, that means I have pre-taught my class what ready position looks like. So often what that looks like is that they're in their seat, their fingers are crossed, and they are ready to learn because their eyes are on me. Another phrase I use with elementary is I'll say your hands should be working or resting. And that lets them know really quick, let me see what my hands are doing. And if they're not working and if they're not resting, which is usually to their sides, they need to adjust their behavior. Now notice, as I was giving you examples, I did not have my angry face on. I had my serious face on. And I may even change my voice a little bit. I know I definitely use my head to let them know that I'm not playing. So those are some examples for that behavior. Let's say another behavior is like, I see students like either standing up in their chair or they're like kneeling so that their feet are in their chair. A simple way to correct that behavior is to say feet on the floor or bottom in seats. So you can say feet on the floor or bottom in seats. Probably feet on the floor is more politically correct, but both of those work really well. Another behavior that happens is inappropriate comments. So that could be name calling, that could be a curse word, that could be talk back. So whatever that looks like, it's important to tell your students what you want them to do instead. So I'll often say, we're doing silence right now. We're on level 0. Be quiet, start working. Or I'll say, we are working quietly at this time. All of those things corrects the behavior. It tells the student that whatever they're doing, if it doesn't line up, I need to change it to what my teacher is saying. So let's take a look at our secondary students. Our secondary students also demonstrate a lot of those same behaviors. It just looks different. So if you get the concept of thinking about what you want your student to do instead and putting them in a really short phrase, then you will get better at corrective feedback. Often I see with secondary students, which is middle school or high school, is that they are horseplaying. So they're either tripping one another, pushing one another, taking one another's things, all of those things in the name of fun, right? However, how many of you know what starts off as fun can get serious really quickly? So it's important that we provide corrective feedback to manage that behavior. So if I see a student horseplaying, once again, I think about what do I want them to do? So I'll say something like separate now. Another phrase I'll use is up and in your seats. Another phrase I'll say is hands and feet to yourself, begin working. And notice with this secondary, I give a lot of two-step directions because I want them to realize what they should stop doing, but also what they should now start doing. Another behavior that often happens in our secondary classrooms are when students make noises. Okay, so that can be in the form of singing, that can be in the form of like tapping on their desk or making some kind of noise with their voice. And so a lot of times I'll keep it really simple and I'll say level 0. And we've already gone over in my classroom what level 0 looks like, and usually that just means silence. I'll say something like work without your voice. Work without your voice. And another one I use every now and then is I say, we're being silent right now. We're being silent right now. If you notice, once again, no angry face. I have my stern face on and I have my I mean business face. You don't have to yell to be effective. You just have to show in your facial expression that you're serious, paired along with that corrective feedback. The final behavior we're going to look at for secondary is when they make this comment that says, I don't care, right? And so that used to just really irritate me until I learned that that behavior most of the time had nothing to do with me. And I had a go-to corrective feedback response that I could use on a regular basis. An example of corrective feedback for that type of behavior is I'll say, a respectful response says yes or yes, ma'am. Or a respectful response is for you to be silent and keep working. So if you notice the pattern in all of these examples of corrective feedback, I had a serious face and I kept my words few. When giving corrective feedback, you don't want to go into a whole dissertation about why their behavior was wrong and what they need to do about it and what you're going to do about it. You need to keep it simple and clear. So hopefully you've been able to pick out some examples that you can use in your classroom tomorrow. If you have, please leave a comment below. I would love to hear what examples of corrective feedback you are using or plan to use in your classroom. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.